I'm here to talk to Nick Baker about Tourism Australia and how to market a nation using social media. Is social media the appropriate way to be getting people to visit Australia?
It's certainly one of the key ways that we are now involving ourselves in, because it gives us an opportunity to have people tell their stories or their passions about Australia or what they're interested in to people that would come in the future.
Have you had any effectiveness? Is it working?
Yeah, we believe so, because we looked at some of the commentary that's come back, and whether that's just been on our visiting opinion leaders program, whereby we bring bloggers, global bloggers down to talk about things that they're interested in, like we've just done with Scott Schumann, who's a sartorialist and talked about culture, lifestyle, fashion, and his blog, which has gone back. And certainly from the results of messages that have been posted on his blog, it would certainly seem that people have taken those images and said, that's fantastic, that's beautiful, next step, come to Australia.
Okay, I was aware of that visit because I happen to read his blog. I think he's a great blogger. But does it get beyond people like me who are interested in blogs, or does this remain in the geekosphere?
No, I don't think so, not at all. I mean, for a start, 3 million people read his blog every month. So that's a lot more people than maybe just geeks. It's also a fact that what we're doing is connecting with people maybe like you that haven't necessarily seen Australia in that kind of light before, but are interested in fashion. And it's saying that Australia isn't just about sort of maybe the idea of beaches.
Right, which is interesting. Rock. Actually, you chose not travel, nothing to do with travel.
And that's what we said. We want to go to all different kinds of blogs. So we'll have people that are talking about lifestyle and fashion. We'll have people that are talking about food. And we'll talk about wine. So all these people that we can't normally spend a whole lot of time to, it has a great way of getting to niches. And we sort of kind of believe that if people are interested in that, and somebody else that they respect is saying their stories about that, then that's got to help connect.
How would you compare inviting the sartorialist down there to getting a newspaper or a magazine article?
Well, we still obviously are going after journalists that write newspapers and magazines. They're still very important to us, and they're still part of our visiting journalist program. This is just another way of getting to people, and this perhaps gets them in perhaps a more passionate way, because it's immediately talking about something people are really passionate around. And if they follow a blogger, it becomes so much part of their lives that whatever happens and whatever the correspondence that goes on becomes more impactful. So we do both, but I think that this is going to be more an increasing platform for us.
Interesting. Okay, that's visiting blogger. You've also done stuff with Facebook?
Yeah. We have over 250, I think 252,000 people on our Facebook site.
What's the population of Australia?
It's 20 million. So these are people that have...
1% of the population of Australia, basically.
Well, no, this hopefully is most people are abroad.
Right.
In fact, they are most of the people who are from abroad. I haven't got the breakdown with me, but it's 80% from abroad. So these people that want to find out a bit more about it, we've been open about the fact that this is a Tourism Australia sponsored site, but we give news, reviews, interest things, and so we work off that site. And that was built out of a program that came last year, which was World Youth Day. So we use that as a platform, and have just sort of grown it.
So World Youth Day took place in Australia, and then you said you're coming to World Youth Day. How did you get people to join in the first place?
Well, that was it. We sort of became an official site for World Youth Day, and then we used that as a momentum to sort of start building this thing. And then it sort of built it, and now we obviously look after it and nurture it. And we've done some programs with MySpace and Bebo and around the whole idea of working holiday visas as well. So people that are coming down to go on working holidays want to know how to go on a holiday, where do they go for information, what do they do when they're there, those kind of things. So we use that as a site that's dedicated to talking to people about that, rather than things that like the normal Tourism Australia site, which is a more generalised site.
So with this, you can drill down and be very specific about an issue, identify there are 100,000 people with this issue and address that directly, rather than having them search through your main website.
That's exactly right. Give them a place to go with information that's directly relevant to them and what they're looking for.
Okay, sort of attacking niches. That's sort of one insight out of Facebook. Are there any other learnings that you took out of that? Because you've done a lot more than many nations have in Facebook.
Well, I think the key learning is that you've got to be authentic with it, and if you start spamming it up, people are going to get it. It's just like a promotional site where, Australia's wonderful, and people aren't going to keep coming back. You've got to make the content relevant. You've got to make the context relevant to what they're looking for, and you've got to somehow remain entertaining. I mean, ultimately, if it's not entertaining, it's not going to be valuable, and this is a way to be entertaining.
Okay. Are there other platforms that you've looked at or you're looking into online?
We're looking at a number of different things in terms of what we're doing with connecting with more established social networking sites, feeding off of our own site, whether it be imaging, But one of the key areas, I guess, that we're looking at is making film. We're going to be making a lot more film.
This is for online only.
For online only. And we do that because it's cheaper to produce, so we can make a lot more niche films. So in other words, if we want to do something about golf, for instance, we can go out and take some film that's relevant to golf, but we wouldn't be able to afford to do it in a normal big broadcast environment. We do it online to connect with people that are interested in golf, or perhaps wine or food or surfing. What are the major surf breaks? Take some clips, use that.
Well,
And
there's that surfing blog which every expatriate Australian
Yeah.
reads. What is it?
huge.
You.
Yeah, that's right. And that's great. And it's exactly the same. That kind of thing. It connects with people from a passion point of view. So I believe moving footage is a great way to help tell those stories.
And that's cheaper because the production values are lower,
Yeah.
and there's no broadcast
you don't
fee.
have to, you don't have to go broadcast fee. You don't have to shoot for broadcast medium. So it's quicker and easier to do. And people also accept that when they're looking at those kind of things. So it gives us quick, relevant stories.
Okay. Any final tips you'd give to nations looking to brand themselves online and looking to do similar to what you've done?
Make sure there's a reason why you're doing what you're doing, and it's not just because you want to be online, and make it relevant to people that you're targeting. But you've got to understand who you're targeting with it, because if you just go out with a scattergun approach, it's not going to work.
So strategy. Have an overarching strategy.
And that strategy has to come back. Heavily invest in strategy before you do even touch this space, because if you get yourself burned, it's a hell of a long way to climb back up again.
Because the power of social media will come back and bite you.
Your brand will be forever tainted by doing that.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Thanks.